Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you. New cars are expensive, as any loan-seeking, numbers-crunching car shopper will tell you. Huge tariffs on imported cars and parts, the saber being rattled by President Trump, and an impending trade war could make them prohibitively expensive. How expensive? The European Union is warning that Americans would pay $11,700 more for the average European-built car if a 25% tariff becomes reality. Trump's threats have included a lower 20% penalty on European and Asian imports, but his administration has already slapped a 25% penalty on Chinese-built autos, along with levies on imported steel and aluminum. The American Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers, the industry's chief lobbyist, estimates that a lower 20% tariff would still spike the price of the average imported car, including Asian and European models, by $5,800. Prices of American-made cars would surely soar in turn, in part because automakers would spread tariffs, also known as customs duties, throughout their lineups to soften the blow and hedge their position in foreign markets. Toyota says that even its made-in-America Camry would see a $1,800 price hike, a huge sales disincentive for America's best-selling family sedan. But German automakers may be sweating the most, because they face war on multiple fronts. Audi and Porsche, especially, would take it on their stylish chins. They don't build a single car in the States, leaving them especially vulnerable to levies on cars shipped from Europe. China already retaliated last week with the crushing 40% tariff on cars imported from the United States, which is terrible news for America's largest car exporter, not Ford, silly, but BMW, which sent $10 billion worth of cars abroad last year. BMW tells the Drive that it shipped precisely 81,186 X-badged SUVs to China alone last year from its Spartanburg, South Carolina, plant, with an export value of $2.37 billion. BMW exports those South Carolina sport utes to 140 countries. The looming trade war is already squeezing automakers and kicking off a familiar factory shell game. BMW announced that it will expand SUV production in China, while raising prices for Chinese export SUVs built in Spartanburg, where it employs 10,000 Americans. For now, anyway. The escalating trade war not only puts automakers' profits and sales at risk, but also tens of thousands of American automaking jobs, everywhere from the Detroit 3 to Honda, Toyota, BMW, Volvo, Mercedes, Hyundai, and Subaru. According to the Peterson Institute for International Economics, a 25% tariff on car and auto parts imports would cost 195,000 U.S. auto workers their jobs. If trade partners retaliated with in-kind tariffs, 624,000 Americans would lose their jobs, or 5% of the workforce in the auto and auto parts industries, with homegrown auto production falling by 4%. American livelihoods aside, there's another depressing blow from a tit-for-tat trade war. Some of our favorite cars, and yours, would cost more. A lot more. We're not only talking the European models that many enthusiasts live for. Japanese automakers alone built about 3.8 million cars in the U.S. last year, yet America also imported nearly $41 billion of Japanese cars, about double the value of just 6 years ago. That's despite a 3-decade, 45% slide in the total number of cars imported from Japan. America also imported $21 billion worth of German cars, $16 billion of South Korean cars, and $9 billion of cars built in the UK. That's a lot of cars, and a lot of money. But if import car prices skyrocket, you can bet that many Americans will be hanging onto their own money, foregoing a new car entirely, or considering more affordable alternatives, including, yes, made-in-America rides. Check out this list of import cars, and what you might be forced to pay for them with a 20% tariff tacked on. Like us, you may pass out from sticker shock. BMW 3 Series. Base price, $36,000 to $67,000. Post-tariff price, $43,000 to $80,000. Who comes out ahead? Cadillac. The Bavarian-built 3 Series remains BMW's top-selling model. But the franchise saw serious slippage in 2017, falling nearly 16% to 59,449 cars. Now, imagine what would happen if a 20% tariff forced you to shell out an extra $7,000 for a base Model 320i with a mere 180 horsepower, 4-cylinder engine. Or, to really get enthusiast tears flowing, an extra $13,000 for the fabled M3, kicking its base price beyond $80,000. The unintended winner might be Cadillac, whose 464 horsepower ATS-V would seem a shrieking bargain at barely $61,000. Honda Civic Type R. Base price, $35,595. Post-tariff price, $42,500. Who comes out ahead? Ford. To me, Swindon will always be the home of ecstasy, one of the most brilliant, underappreciated bands of the 80s. But the sleepy British burb is also home to the Civic Type R, one of the world's most brilliant hot hatchbacks. Ironically, the Honda's 306 horsepower, 2.0-liter turbo 4, which boosts the Type R to 60 miles per hour in less than 5 seconds, and to a 170 mile/hour top speed, is built in Ohio and shipped to Swindon for installation. But while Honda builds about 1.25 million cars in America each year, including Civic sedans in Indiana, the British-made Type R would still face an onerous upcharge. At barely $35,000, it's a square deal. At $42,000? Bloody hell. Might as well pony up for used Ford Focus RS, or wait till spring for the 2019 Ford Focus Street. The latter will be built in Mexico, where cars and parts, if Trump doesn't scrap NAFTA as well, cross our border with no tariff, and vice versa. Alfa Romeo Giulia. Base price, $40,000 to $75,000. Post-tariff price, $48,000 to $90,000. Who comes out ahead? No one. The Giulia is a singular sports sedan, with the kind of handling brio, and raw power, in 505 horsepower quadrifoglio guys, that few sports sedans can touch. But Alfa's reputation for dodgy reliability already makes the Giulia stretch for some buyers. Ask them to stretch to a ridiculously higher price, perhaps $15,000 extra on the quadrifoglio, and many would say forget it, but with a stronger F word. And unless an Alfa fancies a Cadillac, Camaro or Mustang as a cross-shopping alternative, another stretch, the Giulia's German rivals all face their own tariffs. No one wins. Kia Stinger. Hyundais and Kias are great values, right? That hard-earned reputation could change with stiff duties on the South Korean brand's imports, as opposed to models they build here in the Deep South. The Kia Stinger earned an imported boatload of critical love last year, a sophisticated, affordable alternative to Audi's A7, A5/S5 Sportbacks, and other German rides. But what if you had to pay $6,000 to $10,000 more for the Stinger? Forget it, right? Buyers might seek American-made alternatives, despite a lack of truly direct competitors, an Ohio-built Acura TLX, perhaps. A 2019 Lincoln Nautilus sedan? A Buick Touareg wagon might be the closest fit, but oops, that one's actually built in Germany, and subject to any import tax, despite GM's Detroit headquarters address. For Buick, there's always China, where they already produce and sell the bulk of their cars. Hey, has anyone really thought this tariff plan through? The Porsche 911 always finds a way to soldier on. But the Boxster convertible and Cayman coupe, which together lure only 5,000 to 7,000 annual buyers each year, may be more sensitive to price hikes. These German-built, mid-engine beauties are discretionary purchases, for Porsche aspirers who don't have an unlimited budget. So if a Boxster GTS or Cayman GTS, now starting in the low $80,000s, are suddenly priced closer to $100,000, and that it's with no options, then say off-beaters ain't to a lot of customers. Since we know how Porsche fans feel about Corvettes, that is, no feelings whatsoever, that leaves a used Porsche as pretty much their only fallback. Loaded Miata? Subaru WRX STI? Sorry, both imported from Japan. This is handsome and slick handling, but it's had to crack a crowded American market for sports sedans, with sales climbing to a modest 9,300 units last year. The aluminum intensives is also first Jaguar ever built in Solihull, UK, the traditional home of Land Rover. But we Yanks likely won't do our part to keeping that assembly line running if we're forced to pay daunting premiums on this. But Volvo's timing is perfect, having just cut ribbons on a South Carolina plant that's turning out the swanky new S60 sedan. Priced from below $37,000, about what the Jaguar starts from today, it would represent an alluring, tariff-free luxury alternative. Lamborghini Huracan Performant. It's hard to feel sorry for people wealthy enough to afford a Lamborghini, including one as spectacular as the Performant. But a trade war could even throw a destructive grenade at the supercar economy. Rich people didn't get that way by being stupid with their money. A $50,000 tariff on any imported, $250,000 supercar or ultra-luxury car, one that might be quickly flushed away in lost resale value, is enough to make even highly successful people think twice about their choices. Facing painful price hikes on every Italian, British, German or Japanese supercar, a few might be pissed off enough to say, you know what? Screw it. I can have a 755 horsepower Corvette ZR1 for $120,000 to start, and use the savings for that Tulsa weight boat I've been wanting. If Chevy dealers suddenly see slick Europeans in Gucci loafers prowling around, they'll know the reason why. Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you.